What's up, Closing Open Wounds family? It is your girl, Cleisha, and if you are new here, welcome to Closing Open Wounds, where we promote healing and wholeness to make better life decisions. So I'm here today because some friends and myself have been talking about this conversation. Now, these are different friends, different conversations, but the same thing kept coming up. So y'all know me. When something keeps coming up, I'm going to spill the tea with you. All right. So welcome if you're new here. Again, like, share, and subscribe to your girl. I'm sure you will love it here. Come on in, have a seat. Let's chit chat. Okay. So if I could have a title for this segment, it would be Single Preparing for Marriage. If you're single, preparing for marriage, let me share some things with you. Being that I have been single, I have been a single mother in the past. I have been married, I have been divorced, and now I am remarried. I have learned a lot along the way. I used to be ashamed of my testimony, but it has really made me smarter and stronger. Okay, so whatever I learned as a good friend, I'm going to share it with you. So if you're single and you want to get married, you know you want to get married. That's just something that you want. And it's a beautiful thing. Marriage is so beautiful as long as you have the right partner, might I add. However, there's some things that you should know, and there's some things that you need to prepare for. And I'm just going to tell you a few things. Maybe you can identify with these things. Let me know in the comment if you've experienced anything like this, or if you're working on these things now. Kudos to you. So I was talking to a very dear friend of mine, and she's single and she wants to be married. Actually, there's a few of my good friends are single and ready to be married. So one thing that we talk about when we're talking about preparing for marriage, there are some things that you need to get ready. I tell people this all the time. No matter what you do in life, you need to prepare for it. You're not just going to snap and think you know what to do. You're not, especially if you've never been married before, because in my opinion, you can date someone for 10, 12, 15 years, but once you get married, something else totally switches. Something snaps. And it's very, very different. That's why you hear people that have been together for umpteen years, as soon as they get married, they get a divorce. Things change. I was dating my husband a total of 15 months before we got married. We were together for about 8 months. We got engaged, and about 7 months after that, we were married. We will be coming up on our first year of marriage on the 20th of this month of June. Very, very excited. During the courting stage, the dating stage, however you describe it, we had some challenges, of course, but things really heated up when we got married, and we're like, hold up, we got to get a handle on this, because I love you, you love me, and that's not all it takes. That's just a foundation that's really small compared to what you need for a marriage to work. It has to be more than love, because sometimes you're not going to feel like you want to be in love. Love is, a choice, So things changed, and thanks be unto God, we got a handle on those things. And I can honestly say I am happily married. I have a life partner that I trust with my life. I trust him. I don't suspect anything, infidelity or anything. We are both just sold out for each other, and we're sold out for Christ. So thank you so much, honey. But preparing for my singles preparing for marriage, rather, there are some things that you need to get ready for. Some things that maybe you haven't even thought of. I didn't write a list. I was just coming in from a meeting, so I thought I would just sit at my desk and talk to you guys for a minute. So we're just going to roll off the top with this. Okay. One thing, I know this young man that really loved this woman. He really loved her. Honestly, they even got married. He really, really loved her. And they didn't work out. Sorry to say, they didn't work out as much as love as they had for each other. And when it was asked of him, well, what's the problem? Y'all love each other, what's the problem? And he basically said, it's her kids. Basically, from this gentleman's point of view, her children ran him off. Now, listen here. You can love your children and love your babies all you want. I love my two boys. I love them, love them, love them. But if you want a spouse, there are certain things that you need to do. You need to get your children in order. When I was young, when my kids were younger, I trained my kids. My kids had a certain bedtime. They were out of my hair. And it's not like I had company or anything. I might have not had company or anything. They were on a strict schedule because I wanted them to learn. So if I'm preparing for marriage, my kids are not going to just start doing what I need them to do and act right. It started at a young age with my children, and it started early. I would have them in the bed by 8:30. I didn't want to hear anything. Plus, not just for a spouse, it was for me. It was my me time where I would light my candles, drink my wine if I wanted to, play my music for me to unwind. I needed that time. And coincidentally, when I had gotten married to my ex-husband, they were already trained. They already knew what to do. It wasn't a hassle. So if I could give you a tip, if you haven't done it already, if you're single and you're looking for a spouse, whether you're male or female, if you have your children any length of time, if you're a full-time parent especially, please train your children. A good friend of mine who I call my sister has been single for some years now. It's been a long time. So even her children are used to her being single. Well, now she's looking to get married. So we had this conversation. We were like, oh my God, we got to get the kids ready for this because they get used to coming in your room without knocking, being all loud around the house, not doing their chores, not picking up behind themselves, or, acting as they should. You got to get them ready now, or you could potentially scare the person that, that is for you, So just keep that in your mind, Make sure your kids are ready. If they're old enough to have this conversation that, I'm looking to get married, so some things have to change, then have that conversation. It's okay. Do you want to be alone? If not, then you need to have this conversation. You need to get them ready because, you never know. They could have a negative effect. A marriage could have a negative effect on the relationship you have with your children. So you want to start that now. And that's just one tip for me, that I want to share with you. Get your kids ready for what's about to take place, especially if you've been single for any length of time. Another point that I want to bring out is as far as credit and savings. You don't want to get with someone whose credit is in the dumps. You don't want to be involved with someone that cannot manage their money. My friends, my team, we hold it down as far as credit, as far as savings. Very responsible. Get things done. Nothing gets turned off. We know how to budget. But there's a lot of people that I talk to that do not know how to budget. Learn how to budget. Save your money when you can. Everyone likes nice things. I love nice things. But I put myself on a budget. I do not live above my means. I do not. There is things, and whether it be a wig or jewelry or whatever, that I've had for years. You know what you need to work on concerning your credit and your savings. That's what you need to be working on. If it applies to you, that would be my tip number 2. Are you guys working on anything right now in your singleness? What are you doing? Drop it down in the comments. I would love to hear it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, okay? Listen, guys, there's a lot of things that you could be doing. I told a friend of mine, prayer for me is very, very essential. It was very paramount in my singleness, in my transition after a divorce. During that marriage, I developed such a prayer life and a relationship with God. No matter what you call him, have a relationship with him, because what people don't understand is once you get married, you need to learn how to pray. You need to be able to pray for different things. Okay? You're going to need God. It's not the same. You can't just get up and go from a marriage. You have a binding contract that you have to pay money for, and God knows whatever else to get out of. You're going to need God. If this probably should have been my number one, but like I said, I did not write this stuff down, guys. I just was thinking about this on my way home from my meeting, and I just wanted to share it with you. Get your prayer life right. Do you really think that once you find your husband, your wife, that everything is just going to line up and that, everything's going to be okay? No, it's not. Your spouse, your potential spouse that comes to you is an addition to your life. Don't have all those expectations that, as soon as I get a wife, as soon as I get a husband, everything's going to be all right. No, it's not, sweetheart. You'll be tried evermore. Okay? Trust me when I tell you. When my husband came, I was already self-sufficient. Yes, I was independent. Yes, I paid my own bills and I pushed my own wills. I did all of that. He was an addition to my life. I didn't need him. When I took the time to get to know him after he pursued me for some time, then I said, okay, and let me tell y'all, he had his own stuff. He had his own car. He had his own mortgage, his own home. He had been at his job for 15, 16 years. He was well established. So it's not like we needed this relationship to live. We needed a partner in life. What I realized in this marriage, even though after my divorce, I did not want to get married ever again. I had been so scarred and so traumatized. I was like, no, I'm doing me. And y'all should know what I'm talking about, y'all adults. I'm doing me. Like, wherever I want to go, whoever, whatever. Like, that was my plan. God wasn't having it. So he just locked me down 2 years later, basically. And glory be to God. You know what I mean? But what I learned is that, even in this situation, even me being independent and everything, I still had a lot of expectations from my husband, because of everything that I've been through. And I said, oh my God, that's so much to put on a person. So don't do that. I think we may scare people off when we dump all of that onto somebody. Men are very sensitive. I can only speak, as a woman. Men, please let me know. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But, they can feel early, if this woman is going to be a burden, if she's just going to be another bill. When a man is looking to get married, he's looking for a partner, someone he can build with, not someone necessarily that he has to take care of. Now, a man naturally wants to take care of a house. He wants to be in charge, but you don't want to be a burden. That's the thing. I'm not a burden to my husband. I pay my share of the bills here. I don't put too much on him. He works very hard. He has 2 jobs. I still do my part. You understand? So don't look for someone to come in and just swoop in and just take care of your credit, your bad kids, you not being able to save money, and any other trauma that you have going on in your life or things that you have been through before. Another tip, if I could have another one, is if you need counseling, get counseling. This ties into the last thing. You cannot expect someone to come and you bring in all your broken pieces. And sometimes those broken pieces hurt people that it wasn't even intended for. Heal first. Before you go out here and try to find someone, you need to heal first. Whatever it is that you have been through, healing needs to take place. Or your marriage, your relationship, it is not going to work. Trust me when I tell you. Please go seek counseling if necessary, guys. I mean, listen, I love the Lord, but there's nothing wrong with sitting on somebody's couch and just saying, listen, this is what I'm dealing with. Be honest with yourself. Don't sit here and think that, I'm all of that and I got this in the bag. A lot of us is around here with mommy issues, daddy issues. Listen, I'm raising my hand. I had those issues. I've worked through that. I am consistently working on me. Okay. This may be my last tip, but this one is something that is very dear to my heart. What I want to tell you, and this is for everyone. It can go for male or female. Check your emotions. Please check your emotions. Women. I can talk about this first because I have been there. In your singleness, you have to still work on your emotions, how you handle things, how you respond to things. Because once again, it's not going to click when you're in front of your husband or your potential, when you're dealing with someone and you can't handle stressful situations. You fussing, you cussing, you laying everybody out. That's not attractive. And it goes for you men too. Men fail to understand or realize that anger and temper tantrums and things like that is an emotion also. You can't just be cussing her out or cussing people out every time something happens. Control yourselves. You never know who is watching. You could be out in the public. You could be anywhere, at the mall, at the restaurant. People are watching. Even on your Facebook, your social media. You ever just take a look at the content that you put out on there? If you looked at your social media content, would you want to talk to you? Just a question. And if you don't know, if you're looking for a job or anything like that, if they pull up your social media as well and take a look at you. I had that in one of my other videos. I talked about that. How they will survey you. Clean up. It's time to clean up. Clean up your social media. Clean up your house. Clean up your credit. Clean up your attitude. Please. Because I am married. I can talk about this. There is things that happen, and my husband might not mean to do it, or something just happens in general in life. I cannot fly off the handle. First, I'm a woman of God. Second, I don't want to disrespect my husband. Even third, I want to be a good example to my children on how you handle situations. It's very important, guys. Instead of saying, I want to get married, where he at, and this and that, which I understand. Listen, I want you to find him or her too. But while you are waiting, make sure you're taking care of what you need to be taken care of. You take care of these things. Even some things that I haven't mentioned. If I didn't mention it and you're taking care of it, or now you're thinking about things that you need to take care of, put it down in the comments. Share. This is a community. We need to help each other. Honestly. Work on what you need to work on. I say that all the time. You know what you need to work on. Is it your attitude? Is it your mouth? Is it your prayer life? Is it how you treat others? Is it your children? I told my children, I got a good husband now. Y'all not about to ruin this. My kids almost grown. And I love my children dearly. Respect. Don't have your children talk to you any old kind of way. What, mom? This and that. Talking to the man any kind of way. It don't matter how much he cares for you. A man is going to run. If you got some bad kids, he out. I know I would be. If I talked to a man and his kids was bad, sorry, sir. Because when I marry you, I got to marry them too. We're expecting things, but we need to take inventory. We need to self-reflect. When we go tell God on somebody, the first thing he does is show us the mirror. Oh, what could you have done better? And you be like, ugh. You might be mad, but he's right. It's tight, but it's right. You understand what I'm saying? You work on what you need to work on. So that way, when you do come together, it's not so much turbulence. Get your stuff in order. If your kids is talking back or they're doing things, get with them now. That is so embarrassing to finally have somebody and then, you know, your kids start acting up. I'd be like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know me. I don't mean to beat nobody up. I'm just telling you what me and my girls be talking about, and some men too. I know some single men too. Oh, I love her, but her kids is bad as hell. Why you expect him to do something that, you know, you supposed to be doing, or the kid's father is supposed to be doing? It's not his responsibility. A real man will take care of it. He'll step up to the plate, but you best to make it a little easy for him. We all want spouses and everything. Y'all ready to be cooking and cleaning and doing all of that? What I'm saying is get ready. If you want it, prepare for what you want. There's always room for improvement. Okay, guys, I love you so, so much. I know some awesome single people. And even I asked, like, why are you single? Like, I don't even understand it. You're so awesome, you know, but I don't know what's in your heart. I don't know the plan that God has for you. So continue to seek him. Continue to pray. Figure out what it is that you need to do. Don't put that responsibility on anyone else but you. You take initiative. You tighten up. And I will be praying for each and every one of you. I pray that everyone finds the love of their life. But you better know how to treat them. You better heal from old situations so you can handle them with care. Not, oh, this is just how I am, so. Girl, get it together or forget it forever. I love you guys. It is your girl. Thank you for tuning in to Closing Open Wounds. I love you guys. Remember, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You know, on YouTube, you can find me here at Closing Open Wounds with Cleisha. Everywhere else, it's just Closing Open Wounds. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You know, I'm just chit-chatting with y'all. You know, when things come up, I'm just going to talk to y'all. I'm in a different location, different little setup. I might be up here for a while. So anytime I need to talk to you guys, you know, most of the time I'm at my desk. So maybe this is where I'll be taping and everything. But I love you guys. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Okay? And I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you pray. Prayer changes things. It always helps. It never hurts. Thank you again, guys. Love you. Take care.